That's passive learning. But the self-directed piece is interesting because there are sort of two forms of that. One form is where it's explorative, like you're trying to, I don't know, figure out how to paint or figure out how to, but you don't really know what the painting is going to be. The other is what is called instructional plasticity, and I guess the strict term would be self-directed adaptive instructional plasticity. This is why it gets to be a, kind of a mouthful.
Sounds sticky.
Yeah, but the instructional piece means there's a correct answer. There's a correct answer. And neuroscientists are familiar with the fact that, there's these certain forms of learning where there's a correct answer that the nervous system needs to learn, like how to shoot a free throw from a particular location on a court, for instance, how to state a word with the proper enunciation in a different language, for instance. And so there's a right and there's a wrong. And the example of this guy, Mitch, who went to the gym and then left after 5 minutes, I feel like there's a merge there where he, through some unconscious genius, realized that the right answer was getting in the door and had to teach himself that piece as opposed to the entire workout. So that's just chunking, right? But it requires that there's a prerequisite to getting in the gym, and that's just going there in the first place. And if we're trying to learn how to do an entire workout, it's too much. Or if we're trying to learn how to perform really well, we're really trying to learn 50 or 1,000 things.
Right.
So this business of chunking, it's so simple on the face of it, but I feel like instructional plasticity says we need to learn the right answers and then stack those. And so I don't think he was crazy. I think he was really onto something and really in tune with what the neuroscience says.
People often think they're keeping it simple or making it simple, but they don't realize how many steps are involved. Like, let's take just getting to the gym. Forget about the workout, but just getting there. Which gym will you go to? What time are you going to go? Are you going before work or after work? Are you stopping by on your way, or is it on your commute? Do you need to drive separately? Are you going to bring a water bottle, or do they have water fountains at the gym? That alone sounds like a silly thing, but I heard from a reader one time who said, I always forget my water bottle and they don't have water fountains there, so I don't feel like going. That's enough friction to prevent somebody from doing the workout, right? Like, there's so many little steps like that. And what are you going to wear? Are the clothes clean, or are they in the laundry right now? Like, there's so many things that could prevent it from happening. So just mastering getting started forces you to cross all of those thresholds early on and figure out, how do I get in here consistently week in and week out? And then once you got that part licked, then okay, great, we can move on to what the actual workout should be.
These days, I and many others hear about and talk about this idea that the effort becomes the reward. I mean, that's sort of the holy grail of all this, right? And I think that can happen. I mean, it has sort of masochistic tones to it. Years ago, I was dating a woman. We're still good friends. And I remember one time she just said to me, she said, "Flow, don't fight." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And she said, "Everything that you do is you're sort of like pushing yourself into doing it, even though you really enjoy these activities." We're talking about work-related activities. And I was like, "Oh, so you just like flow into everything that you do?" And she's like, "Yeah." She was from Eastern Canada. And I was like, is everyone up there like that? And she's like, "No, actually, my dad or someone in her family was like a fisherman, had to get up early in the morning, go out in the cold." So she was a hardy person, a very hardy person, a hard worker, just recently finished a graduate degree, in fact. And I was like, this flow, don't fight thing is interesting, because I feel like across my day, I do wake up and I'm like, all right, have to do this, need to, and these are opportunities that I love.
Sure.
And I've thought to myself, do we only have so much, time on the gas pedal? Maybe she's right. Maybe we need to flow through certain parts of our days where we're just kind of in automatic, so that we can fight harder against the things that are really barriers for us. I've been wanting, since I woke up this morning, I'm like, I got to ask James this question. Do you think there's a way that we can kind of toggle flow and fight?